It's been a little bit. Let's water and talk about some plants. First up is Cornelia, my corn plant. That's Fido, my fiddle leaf dwarf. This is Kim, my snake plant. She's actually had a couple babies, so that's cool. This is my leggy boy. He is a heart-shaped philodendron. This is Senor Chang. He is my UFO plant, and he has a little baby sprout, so that's really cool. I don't really have a name for this one. I just call him a Champ because he's been growing ever since I got him, and I think it's funny that I call him Champ because that's my grandpa's nickname. This is Your Majesty. She is a Majesty Palm, and I don't know if she stays that short. That's Harry. He is named after Harry Styles because of watermelon sugar. This is Benji. I got him about a year ago, or a year and a half ago. He was from my workplace, and he wasn't doing too hot over there, so I decided to take him, and now he's thriving, and I'm very proud of him. This is Calliope. She's a rubber plant. I got her from one of my gal pals. This is Santa Maria. She is a Brazilian prayer plant, and she's a quarantine plant. I have another quarantine plant. This is my Swiss gal. She is a Monstera, and she has a new baby. And this is another quarantine plant. Can you see what I've been up to? This is Snorlax. He is a ZZ plant, and I'm really proud of him too because I got him when he's small, and now he's pretty big. And last but not least, and the newest to the bunch, this is Paulo. He is a Brazilian variegated philodendron plant. So that's what gives him the yellow. So every Saturday, I bring in all my tropical plants into the tub, and I give them almost like a little rainforest bath. I make sure their soil is soaked. I make sure their leaves are all wet. I think it's really nice for them, and it's nice for me because I like doing it. So this is the group that I put in every weekend, and this is Harry's first time actually, so I'm really excited. I make sure the water's on like lukewarm cool, and then I get started. Enjoy. Alright, so while those are taking a bath, I water my other plants. So I water Cornelia, I water Fido, I water Majesty, I water Benji. And I just have a little can that I got from Amazon. I also water my succulents on my windowsill. These succulents actually mean a lot to me, and I don't really talk about them, but these are actually the first 4 plants that I've ever brought into this house, and I don't know, I just feel like they're always my babies. And this is a leaf that I'm propagating and an avocado plant, which you will see later. And I also propagated a little basil plant, so I've been taking care of her on the side until she grows big. After I water them, I just give them all a spritz because I feel like why not get them a little fresh, and I move on to my garden. So this is my pepper box. I have Ghost, Tabasco, Jalapeno, and Shishito. I have my little mint plant here, who I've been meaning to move to a regular pot. And then I also have my massive basil plant. She actually was about to die when we first got her, and I saved her. This is my cilantro plant, but he is sleeping, so he's dormant. Next, we have my two other avocado plants, Danny Boy and Biggie Smalls. They will be joining their sister when she gets potted. I have my lemon thyme who's digging herself into the soil because it's hot. And I also have my cilantro plant who is also sleeping. Next, we move on to this monstrosity. I have 2 tomatoes in there, cherry and regular sized tomatoes. I'm starting to grow some bell peppers, so I'm really excited about that. And I also have a strawberry bush in there as well. And then if we walk all the way to the end, we have a cucumber plant. I saved him too, and I'm really excited to see all the cucumbers he makes. So first I start off by pruning anything that I can. I try to prune a lot of my basil flowers, and then I have been using my basil flowers and my mint flowers and a little bit of the parsley flowers for kind of like flower arrangements, which I think they're really cute. And then I just do the same thing with all my peppers, and then if I find some that are ready to be harvested, then I'll harvest them at the same time. Oh, also before I forget, don't forget to say thank you to your plants when you pick them, just because you're helping them grow and they bring out some fruit for you. So you just always want to show them that you're appreciated. And I feel like it's definitely helped me appreciate just everything that I am growing. And in turn, your plants hear you and it makes them happy. So I moved on to pruning my tomato plant area. As you can see, there is a pile of greens on the floor. I'm just pruning anything that I feel like is suffocating the other plants or just stuff that needs to just be pruned. And that's the harvest. Alright, so after that I just watered them. I didn't want to show you guys because it's just me going back and forth with my watering can. But now we are actually going to transfer Biggie Smalls, or not Biggie Smalls, we're going to transfer Danny Boy into a bigger pot, just because I feel like he's outgrown his little pot. So first I'm starting off by drilling holes in the bottom. I have a center hole that's going to be the biggest, and that's just to make sure the water's properly drained. And after that I'm just going to drill a couple holes around that one, and they're going to be a little bit smaller just to help with drainage, just because you want your avocado soil to be wet, but you don't want it to be like drowning, you know? You're just going to always make sure that the soil is wet. And I know the word that we're thinking of, but I just don't like saying it. Alright, so after you drill your holes, or if you have a pot already that has holes, you're going to move on to putting soil in there. I use Miracle Grow. I think it's the all-purpose in-pot potting soil. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. I've been using it for a while, like the past 2 years, and I don't see anything wrong with it. I'm sure I can make my own soil. Technically I am making my own soil right now, but I'm going to need a lot more than what I've been making. And you can get these soil bags anywhere. I found that Lowe's has the best deals for soil sometimes. So there's this one brand that I really like, and I don't know what it's called. I've only bought it once, but I loved it and it was super cute. And I found that at Home Depot in the corner randomly. So if you find a super cute bag, take a picture of it and send it to me, because they hardly have it. Alright, so if you couldn't tell, I'm making kind of like a trench almost. So I'm just making sure all of the sides are higher than the middle, and that's just so I can leave room for the roots and the seed of the avocado, and kind of just gauge how high I'm going to let it sit. So basically you're just going to have the pit sit on top of the soil and all of its roots be covered. But in order for me to do that, I need to measure out how much of the soil I need around it. So it's kind of not like a regular plant, just because I feel like you have to be a little bit more careful with it. So I'm taking it out. I flip it upside down. Always flip your plant upside down if you can hold it in your palm. And then this one was a little bit easier because he was already in soil, so I didn't need to measure too much per se, but I still left a divot for him to kind of just slip into his new home. And then after that, I just covered the top a little bit with soil, but still let the seed be on top. And you don't want to pack it down. I'm just packing those sides a little bit because I still had a little bit of the roots showing. So I just wanted to make sure they were covered. But everything else around that should be pretty loose. And then just make sure that your avocado plant is centered, it's stable. And there you go. I put him in a bigger pot just because I plan on him staying there for a while. He shouldn't have to move pots for a long time. And hopefully he'll like that one and he'll acclimate to that one. Just because he's been in the little pot for so long, I decided to pull a Beyonce and upgrade you. Just going to give him a little bit more soil around his seed and root area, just because when he was growing, his root kind of like hooked up, I guess. I don't know, like it just like hooked a weird way. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna be moving on and showing you guys how to plant an avocado seed that has been in water. So the same thing like the bigger pot, I'm just making sure I have enough space for his roots. Her roots. This is Abby that I'm potting. Her roots are pretty long, so I'm just leaving enough room. Don't mind me there. I'm also filming a time lapse for all of my Instagram peeps that said they would like a time lapse instead of step by step. So I figured, ¿por qué no los dos? Alright, so I take her out of water. She is sitting on Q-tips. I didn't know if you guys saw that, but you have to be sure to remove the toothpicks. Remove the toothpicks. I'm using her toothpicks right now just to stabilize her, just because when you're first potting avocados from water to soil, they don't really have a foundation set, obviously, since it's just roots and seed and stem. So I've found that it's really helpful to keep the toothpicks in there just to stabilize until you have that solid soil on the bottom for it to kind of just stay put, and then you can remove the toothpicks. But be careful, just because the toothpicks have been in there for weeks, so you just want to make sure that you're not going to pull the seed too hard, but you do kind of want to be firm with it so the whole toothpick comes out. And I believe Abby was in water for about a month and a half. And I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but you should be changing that avocado water every week, just because real nasty stuff can start growing and floating in there. I don't really know what it is. I'm just assuming it's like bacteria. So yeah, you're going to want to just change that out every week. And then once you see that it has substantial roots and that your avocado seed has a stem and some leaves, it'll definitely be time to transfer them. And then you want to start off by transferring them into a little pot first. just so they could get acclimated to the soil and to the surroundings around them. And then you can, go ahead and move them to bigger. Alright, so it looks like she's all done. I just put a little bit of her water that I used to help her grow in vase, just so she feels a little bit at home. I gave some to Biggie Smalls and to Danny Boy, just because that water was fairly clean. So I figured, why not? And now you guys get to see me clean up. While I'm cleaning up, I wanted to have just a little heart-to-heart and say I know that it's been a long time, and obviously the last video that I posted was kind of saying what's been going on, and I know I've said it on my Instagram what's been going on kind of, but I just want to thank whoever's here watching my video, and I missed you guys, and I missed filming, and I just needed time to get my groove back, basically. So thank you for having patience, and thank you for coming back to watch this. And I know it's not content that I've made before on here, but this is what's making me happy at the moment. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.